challenging start to this season, but the Lynx are not about to give in. They are back home at Target Center trying to regroup and reset tonight against the Connecticut Sun. Connecticut is off to a hot start. Minnesota has done well against the Sun lately. The Lynx won both games last season in the WNBA bubble, and the Lynx have won 4 straight overall in this series against the Sun. Connecticut has gotten things rolling early, off to a 6-1 start this season, the best record so far in the WNBA. These are the top 8 teams. The Lynx are still trying to put the pieces together. They're looking for a little spark here tonight. Good evening from Target Center. I'm Marnie Gellner along with Leah B. Olson, and it's nice to just say hello from Target Center. After last season being in the Wubble, and we called some games from the studio, It is nice to be back in this arena tonight.
It's really exciting to be back in Target Center. Fans are here to see the players up close. We've been waiting for this moment, and obviously we're still under COVID protocols, but we're taking some huge steps, and it feels really great.
And the Lynx, early on, they're still trying to figure out what they have this season, putting the pieces together with some late arrivals. But one thing they know they have is Sylvia Fowles and how valuable she is and what she has meant to this team. A 14-year veteran who is just so steady and solid. Syl became the all-time leading rebounder in the W last season. She's climbing the ranks on the all-time scoring charts. She's a leader on and off the court for the Lynx, and Syl talked about her goals for this 2021 season.
Taking care of myself is one, making sure we're winning and having fun. I would definitely say 2. And then just getting back on the defensive radar and making sure I'm going out there and doing my thing defensively. I think I kind of dropped off in that aspect over the last couple of years, and that's something that I'm not trying to lose.
Leah, she is determined, and Syl is not slowing down.
Yeah, Sylvia Fowles has just been so special at the start of this season, and she's really been the foundation for the Minnesota Lynx. And as you can see, the way she's shooting the ball at 60.8% field goal percentage, that's number 1 in the WNBA. Points per game, 18th, puts her at 12th, and 9.3 rebounds per game at 4th in the W. And so she's come out strong. She's been a leader on this court, and this team really depends on her game in and out for her physicality and her strength down low.
And something that doesn't show up on the stat sheet, you talked about the leadership. Sylvia Fowles was a big mentor to Napheesa Collier, who was a Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. And the Lynx had to wait out Collier's overseas commitment. She came back, had to quarantine. They finally got her back on Friday against Seattle. She's a big piece of this puzzle.
Everybody was so excited to see Napheesa Collier roll into Target Center. That was an exciting day, in particular for Coach Reeve, because she comes in as one of the most talented Lynx players. And you saw she had a great game when she started off, 14 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds against Seattle. But she does so much more for this team. She's the energy player. She's the person who's going to turn you over on the defensive end. She does all the little things that coaches love, and that's what really makes her an elite player in this league.
Collier and the Lynx will face a tough test tonight in Connecticut because the Sun, right now, the best record in the WNBA. Started the season 5-0. Right now are 6-1, and that is tops in the W. Play a little bit of a slower pace, though, so 6th in scoring with 83 points per game, but they lead the league in rebounding. They're 2nd in 3-point field goal percentage, and they're holding opponents to 73.6 points per game, which is lowest in the WNBA. It's a really nice mix offensively and defensively for the Sun. And Leah, Jonquel Jones is leading this team right now. JJ's been really impressive this season.
Yeah, since she has returned to the WNBA after she sat out the year in the Wubble, she has been simply dominant. And she has leading the league in rebounding at 11.3 boards per game. She is 5th in 3-pointers made at 17. There's so many things that she can do. She can hit big shots. She's long and lean, so she can take you on the block. She can start the break. She can finish the break. And she's very disruptive on the defensive end of the court because of her long arms. So she's a player that's going to impact the game in all areas.
And her season average is a double-double. In fact, she's had a double-double every game this season except for the first game, which she had 26 points, 8 rebounds against Atlanta. Just a great start to the season for Jonquel Jones. Coming up, the Lynx are back in front of the home fans tonight, hosting the Connecticut Sun. We'll have the tip-off for you from Target Center, get you set up for some Sunday night hoops coming up next. The iconic star-studded wall of First Ave right across the street from Target Center. In fact, it inspired the Lynx uniforms tonight. They're wearing the Rebel edition to host the Connecticut Sun. Here are the starting lineup. First for the Lynx, Crystal Dangerfield in the backcourt with Kayla McBride. Napheesa Collier, it's her first home game back this season. Damiris Dantas and Sylvia Fowles. And for the Connecticut Sun, Breon January, Jasmine Thomas, Dewana Bonner, who has been a Lynx killer in the past, Brianna Jones, and Jonquel Jones, who we showed you just a few minutes ago, off to a fantastic start this season. This is a very good starting five. These five play a lot of minutes together, too. Leah, what are your keys for this game here tonight?
Well, when we kick into this game and we think about what do the Lynx want to do, what does Connecticut want to do, we'll start with Connecticut. Inside, outside, and Dewana Bonner. They can go both inside and outside, and Dewana Bonner, as Marnie said, can always hit big shots, three-pointers, take it to the basket. For the Lynx, win the front court battle because they have some great front court people as well. You know, we see Sylvia Fowles, Damiris Dantas. This is going to be a great battle in the paint tonight, and you have to rebound the ball against this Connecticut team. They're too good. They're too good on the board. So you have to get physical, you have to get positioning, and you have to go after the rebounds.
And you know what, Leah? Look good, play good. Look at these uniforms that the Lynx are wearing tonight. This is the Rebel edition. Inspired by First Avenue. You can see the stars sort of muted in the uniform there. You and I were wearing our Rebel edition sweatshirts to shoot around this morning, unplanned.
We both showed up in them, and I'm kind of scared to wear it because so many people always like, where'd you get that? I need that sweatshirt. And I was like, this is my sweatshirt. Don't come near it. So yeah, they did a great job on those uniforms.
Really popular merchandise in the WNBA this season. The Lynx control the opening tap. This is Crystal Dangerfield. Slicing to the basket, pulling it back out, swing it around. Here is Collier. Top of the key now, Dantas. And the shot from just outside the three-point arc, Damiris Dantas gets Minnesota on the board.
And it's an important shot because it was a contested shot, so she is going to be aggressive going up against Jones. I think this battle with Damiris on Jones and Jones on Damiris is going to be fun to watch.
And there's Jonquel Jones, gives it up to Breon January. And January answers with a three-pointer.
Talk about another player that plays well against the Lynx.
Sorry, that was a two. Breon January inside the arc there.
Yeah, it's Breon January. She always has big games. She's effective, and now that she's back on the court again for Connecticut, she's looking really good.
January missed the previous 3 games before Friday night's game against Washington with a sprained ankle. Dewana Bonner passes it around Jasmine Thomas, and then a foul on the attempted inbound play. And now we're saying that was a 3 by Breon January. Went into the scorebook. I saw the official raise an arm, not 2 arms though, which is a little odd. So
he wasn't sure either.
Yeah, and in the stats monitor, it originally went up as a 2, and now they've adjusted it to a 3 from Breon January. And here comes the inbound.
This is a very, very patient Connecticut team on the offensive end of the floor. They will take and look for their very best shot.
Well, Bonner takes one that probably wasn't ideal, but Minnesota will certainly take it. Dangerfield pushes the other way. Lob pass inside to Collier. Met with another defender, but finds the open player in McBride off the back of the rim. That was nice ball movement, though. And here's Jonquel Jones. How did she catch that?
Wow.
A wide receiver on the pass.
That's how athletic Jonquel Jones is. She turned something that wasn't anything into something really special.
That was impressive. The outlet pass was impressive, and Jones juggled it a couple of times. Corralled it, shot it, made it. So did Napheesa Collier, another 3-point basket. All 6 of Minnesota's points have come from 3.
Yeah, and Napheesa Collier is going to be that player for the Lynx. They're going to really look to win this game, and just her ease on the court, all the things that she does for this team. She just knows how to play the game in a really calm, easy way, and hopefully that kind of spreads around to the rest of the Lynx players, who I think are playing a little bit tight right now.
Bonner drives in, kicks it out. This is Brianna Jones. And Jones gets the finish. Collier runs into some tough defense and turns it over. Jones, a nice pass And not quite the finish from Brianna Jones. Bonner from the wing for 3.
And that's how Connecticut does it. Brianna Jones, a great offensive rebounder, gets the board, gets it out to DeWanna Bonner, who hits big shots.
In the corner, McBride. She had one from the other side and hit the back of the rim and did the same on the exact opposite point of the court.
Yeah, the Lynx need McBride to heat up in these games. She is a great three-point shooter. She has a quick release, and she just has to get her flow rolling.
Jasmine Thomas kicks it out. Breon January can't hit. Dangerfield. 2-on-2 for Minnesota. Dangerfield weaves her way, but it's a big block. Nice defensive play by Connecticut. Then Collier runs into some trouble, kicks it out to McBride. 9 on the shot clock. McBride, top of the key, crosses over, gets it to Dangerfield. Dangerfield goes into the lane, finds an opening, can't get the roll. Jones with the rebound. Jonquel Jones.
Let's see, Connecticut's been really looking to shoot from the outside. This is a team that can go inside and outside, has a lot of options.
Looking for options, Brianna Jones, hounded by Sylvia Fowles, finally gets it away. Bonner has a look from the wing, and Bonner is in from the left wing and now the right wing for 3.
DeWanna Bonner's just been outstanding from the three-point line, shooting 50% from out there, and she's so dangerous because she can do so many things, and she'll blow right past you, so you have to contest her shots.
Collier lost the dribble for a moment, but she's fouled by Bonner.
That's another thing that Napheesa does really well is her ability to get fouls, get herself to the free throw line. Be going this time.
Collier will inbound it to Dantas, get it right back, and then kick it out to Fowles. Sill with the jump shot.
I like that from Sill, showing some different options from her, and she's had some nice mid-range shots in these first early games.
That basket ends an 8-0 Connecticut run, and then McBride with the steal. Good hands on the defensive end by Kayla McBride. Oh, crossover, jump shot. Off the rim. McBride she's a dynamic player. First year with the Lynx, and a signing that a lot of fans are excited about. Getting a first look at her for a lot of people. It's just the second home game for Minnesota this season. And there's a lot to like. You and I have talked about Kayla McBride before when she's been an opponent. Just what a nice game she has.
Yeah, I was really excited to hear that she was going to be wearing a Lynx uniform because she's at the prime of her career and she can hit big shots and she has a quick release and she just adds a lot to your team. And this team, as they're trying to settle in and get used to each other, they're still trying to figure each other out.
Collier was looking for fouls and threw it a little too hard. Goes out of bounds, and it's a turnover for Minnesota. That is the third turnover. 13-8, Connecticut leads. It's a 5-point Connecticut lead at Target Center. Minnesota's just trying to find its footing right now. Had some players come back late from overseas. Kayla McBride was one. Napheesa Collier's another. This is just Collier's second game. And you can see the results in the 0-4 start this season. It's uncharacteristic of the talent on this team, and I don't think it's reflective at all of the talents on this team. The field goal percentage, though, is one that really stands out to me. Just under 40% for the season. Not shooting the three very well either, and it's kind of gnawing at Cheryl Reeve. And she said, we're going to see what we have here. We're going to see what kind of character this team has. A block by Collier there. See what the response is after a really tough game Friday night in Seattle.
Yeah, she wants to see just that energy from this team. She doesn't want a team that just comes out and plays and just tries to push through games. She wants to play possession by possession with a lot of effort and a lot of energy, and that's what she needs to see. If it's not a W, if she can still see the effort, she'll know they're going in the right direction.
I think they called a foul on Breon, while I'm trying to listen to the announcement as well. While the Sun were trying to inbounds, there was a foul on the play, and it looks like it's on Dantas, Damiris Dantas, and so that sends DeWanna Bonner to the free throw line. It was Jasmine Thomas trying to inbound, and then she gave the ball up, so I didn't know if the Lynx got a 5-second call. And so now we'll go back to Jasmine Thomas on the inbound. After the free throw, gets it into Bonner. Took a look at the basket, a little too much traffic there. Bonner and Jonquel Jones go back and forth. There's Jones underneath the turnaround off the front of the rim, but a nice offensive rebound and then a nice dish. A lot of good things happening for Connecticut just on second effort there.
Yeah, and that's what they do so well. They love the O boards, and O boards lead to extra points.
16-8 now. The Sun doubling up Minnesota in the first quarter at Target Center.
See if Minnesota can figure out how to get that ball in.
Collier had to shoot it with 3 on the shot clock. It's a miss from 3. Jasmine Thomas working her way to the hoop, off the glass and in. Connecticut is shooting 54% from the floor, 7 of 13 right now. Minnesota's just 3 of 9 for 33%. And it's a 13-2 Sun run.
And I think it's the communication on the defensive end of the court, and what Coach Reeve really has been talking to him about is you have to just play regular basketball and not overthink it, but trust that your teammates are going to be there with you. And right now, everyone's kind of playing on their own a little bit, not trusting one another, and that's what we saw right here, just a lapse on the defensive end of the court.
And it's something that Cheryl Reeve talked about at shoot-around this morning and really emphasized, especially on the defensive end. Communication is just so key. And sometimes when things aren't going well or you're not really 100% sure of yourself, it's harder to communicate.
Yes.
And then things kind of compound on top of that when you don't.
Yeah, it's why winning matters, because otherwise athletes get into their heads too much. And right now, when you look at this lineup that the Lynx are putting on the court, this is a talented group of athletes, but they're playing a little bit in their heads right now and thinking things out rather than just playing basketball.
The Lynx are coming off a loss Friday night at Seattle. The Sun is coming off a win over the Washington Mystics by 5 on Friday night. And as a matter of fact, the only loss that Connecticut has this season is to Seattle. It was on the road on Tuesday. A 3-point loss in overtime. So Kurt Miller, we just saw there, Kurt Miller has this team in a really good spot.
Yeah, I've watched their games, and they have all been good games. Even the losses for Connecticut, they've been right there to the very end. So.
Yeah, that one loss against Seattle. There's a 3 from Collier. Napheesa Collier has hit her second 3-pointer of the game. She has 6 points. Bonner has it, takes the screen from Brianna Jones and then swings it over to the corner, Jasmine Thomas from the wing.
So many options on this Sun team, and I'll probably say this the whole broadcast. They can sit on the perimeter or they can hit you down low.
All 5 starters for Connecticut have scored. And you saw Jasmine Thomas going into the paint there, falling down. And the result is a foul on Minnesota. I mentioned all 5 starters for Connecticut have scored. For Minnesota, it's just Collier, Dantas, and Fowles who have scored. McBride and Dangerfield have yet to register a point.
But the Lynx have to find someone to energize their defense, to get a turnover, to get in the passing lanes, to get some energy into their play before they get into the second quarter.
This is DeWanna Bonner, Jonquel Jones. John Carrington. And the shot up and in. Connecticut shooting now 60%. 9 of 15 after Carrington's make there.
Yeah, the rookie gets into the game, and she was good in the Mystics game as well. Comes in, brings a lot of energy, is starting to feel more comfortable scoring the ball as well.
Substitution coming in. It's Natisha Heidemann for Connecticut, and we should also mention Lasia Clarendon has checked in for Minnesota wearing jersey number 7, and that is a player that Minnesota just signed today to a 1-year contract. Clarendon came over from the New York Liberty, played 1 game with the Liberty, and then was waived, but Clarendon has a lot left in that tank. It's a 9th year in the season, and Clarendon's been a pretty good, solid player and even put up good, solid numbers last season. So they should be a good help to Minnesota. turnover by the Lynx, and a finish by Carrington and the Sun.
Again, coming off the bench and utilizing your minutes how you should. That's what Carrington has been doing these last few games.
There's Clarendon, a nice pass, a beautiful feed. Clarendon to Natalie Achonwa.
You have to love that. New to the team, come in right away and make an impact.
Yeah, just learning the playbook and the concepts and the terminology and all of that. We asked Cheryl Reeve about Clarendon and just like how much can you play them? How much do they know the playbook? And Cheryl basically said, I don't want Leisha to worry about terminology. I want Leisha to play basketball and not even think.
Leisha looked comfortable at shoot-around today.
Yes, agreed.
That was impressive.
That's a veteran who just knows basically where things are supposed to go in basketball, and that's what Clarendon is out there doing here tonight for Minnesota. There's a travel on Jonquel Jones. It's just the second turnover for Connecticut. We'll see if Minnesota can get some points out of it, because the Lynx have turned it over 5 times. The result is 10 points for Connecticut.
Always starts on the defensive end, and that's what Minnesota just has to realize. Get some energy from defense. The offense will come.
Rachel Banham, strong off the back iron. Nice offensive rebound by Bridget Carlton.
I like how Carlton has looked this season as well. She's doing all the things that she's supposed to do, except for that.
Knocked out of bounds by Jasmine Thomas. No turnover, though. Minnesota will retain possession. Might have been Heidemann that got a hand on that.
That is true.
We're at a different broadcast position this year, up higher. I'm in the concourse level at Target Center. Natalie Achonwa hits from the elbow. And no complaints, Leah, because we're inside Target Center.
Yes.
Not calling games from a studio while the team's playing Bradenton, Florida, which itself was great. We had a season last year when we didn't know if we would have any semblance of a season. It was not easy, but we played a season. I think there's something to be said for that. It finished. Once it started, we didn't know if it would finish.
Yeah, I was impressed with all facets of it, what they did to make the Wubble work, all the people who went down there, lived there, didn't ever leave, and all the testing and things, and then what had to happen on our side of it, learning how to do a game when you weren't there, and all the people behind the scenes who made it happen. Much appreciated.
Jonquel Jones hit the first free throw, and at halftime tonight, we will hear from some of the players just reflecting on the season that was the Wubble and life returning to somewhat normal, at least steps in the right direction. How grateful everyone is to be back playing in arenas again and traveling and being here at Target Center. So that's coming up at halftime tonight. Carlton puts it on the deck, has it stripped momentarily by Carrington, and the whistle comes in for a foul on Carrington. I don't know if you could see the reaction, though, of Kurt Miller and the bench for Connecticut when it looked like Carrington may have gotten the steal. I think every single one of them just leaped up. There's just a lot of energy and encouragement.
You see that a lot from Miller when the defense is rolling. He's right out there on the court with them, and I love that energy because he understands how important it is to get your energy from defense.
Banham falls down. Heidemann leads the break the other way for Connecticut. Jonquel Jones off the drive. She goes hard into McBride or not McBride, Achonwa. And it's an offensive foul on Jonquel Jones.
So smart move here by Achonwa. Gets into the game, already making a nice impact and knows that Jones is going to come down the middle of the paint and she's going to come hard, so you have to get your positioning and stay set.
Achonwa was another offseason signing by the Lynx, signed as a free agent, played the previous 6 seasons with the Indiana Fever. And here's Clarendon just working that shot clock, working the first quarter clock. Blocks and blocked out of bounds. No last touch, they'll say, by Clarendon. So Connecticut will get the ball with 4.3 seconds left in the first quarter. Breon January brings it up. Gets past the defense a little too easily, as indicated by your Leah, but January's shot goes off the rim. And we will bring that first quarter to a close. Only 15 points for the Lynx. They're down by 12 after 1. First quarter is complete at Target Center. 27-15 Connecticut leads. You're looking right at First Avenue there. Kitty corner from that is Target Center. When her story has legacy written all over it, it deserves to be told. Shop the Her collection and get your hands on all new merchandise, including the Rebel collection, which features t-shirts and hoodies inspired by the legendary soul of that building, First Ave. Head to lynxteamstore.com to shop now. So to get your hands on the hoodie Leah was wearing today that everybody wants, lynxteamstore.com.
Hot item.
It is one of the most comfortable, actually it might be the most comfortable hoodie I own.
Yeah.
It's got that soft, like fuzzy material on the
Super
inside.
soft.
It's white, got the black stars, just like the stars on the side of First Ave.
Great design.
Iconic. You know, Crystal Dangerfield came into our Bally Sports North studio to help promote some of the new jerseys. And she and I were chatting about First Ave and the stars, and then she was like, yeah, I haven't seen it. And it didn't even occur to me. Her entire rookie season was spent in Bradenton, Florida.
Right.
Defensive rebound there by
Never been
Connecticut.
here. Well, she was here for like a week or so, right?
Right, and just the lack of perspective of like what is Minneapolis and this First Ave, you see it every day when you come to Target Center, and just the history and prints, and she's like, I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna get all that, you know, this season. Just give
Eventually.
Yeah, and it's just something that hadn't really occurred to me, that she hadn't gotten up to speed yet, or anyone who was a rookie in the WNBA bubble last season. But
what a great
Crystal Dangerfield is part of a really bright future for Minnesota.
She sure is, and she was so great in her rookie season. As we all know, she was Rookie of the Year, and there's a lot of expectations on her in this second season now that she's back here at Target Center, figuring out Minneapolis. But her play is really going to be critical for Minnesota, because they need her ability to attack the basket and be able to hit big shots. So as she grows, this team will grow as well.
Rookie of the Year from last season, Crystal Dangerfield played 6 minutes, sitting on the bench right now as Kayla McBride goes to the free throw line. McBride, her 8th season out of Notre Dame, played for the San Antonio Stars and the Las Vegas Aces before signing here with Minnesota, averaging 13 points this season, 3.5 rebounds, assist and a half per game. Just a nice all-around player, smart player. You talked about her quick release, Lee, and I think that's something that Lynx fans can get ready for, because, man, she can snap off a shot quickly.
Yep, and Coach Reeve talked about that. Her ability to come off a screen and be shot ready is something most players really kind of struggle with, just that immediate shot right off the screen.
Good defense there by Carlton. Knocked that pass away and created a turnover. Something Minnesota needs more of, creating anyway, not committing. Clarendon kicks it out to a wide open Collier. Collier could not hit that three. She does have 2 in this game. Breon January, Dewana Bonner now. A look inside.
Nice double team by the Lynx.
Nice double team on Beatrice Mompremier.
It's good communication on the defensive end. Sylvia Fowles getting ready to check back in.
Collier went left and right, then underneath, and it was blocked, and a nice block by Bonner. January stops for 3. Off the rim, McBride just lets it go out of bounds. It'll be Minnesota basketball. Look at this block from Dewana Bonner.
Dewana Bonner, long and lean, and she can block shots. She can hit big shots. I mean, I really think she's a player that gets better and better every single year in the W, and she's an elite athlete who, I don't know, every time I watch her, I'm always amazed, because she is so good.
6'4" with a wingspan that just seems to go on for days. Sylvia Fowles is fouled, trying to get a shot off right underneath the basket, drew a couple of defenders.
Well, this is what Minnesota needs to do more of, figuring out how to get that ball down low to Sylvia Fowles and get her to that free throw line, and on a consistent basis without forcing it. And We haven't seen that in the first quarter, something we need to look for in the second.
Foul goes against Beatrice Montpremier. And that is her second foul in just 3 minutes off the bench tonight. Sill cashes in on the free throw. Breon January looking for options. Bonner comes up top. This is Carrington. And a deep three. Shot clock was winding down. Rebound to Clarendon. Layshia Clarendon pushing it up the court, pushing it against Heidemann. And there's Layshia Clarendon with the basket and one. Welcome to the Minnesota Lynx.
I love it. The energy. She just got the crowd in Target Center woke up from her energy, the way she's pushing the ball down court, using her physicality to push Heidemann off and get to the basket.
That was a 1-on-3, and Clarendon was not having any of it. Layshia Clarendon last season with the New York Liberty had career highs, 11.5 points per game, 4 assists per game. Pretty good numbers in what last season was their 8th season in the WNBA, now in the 9th. So this is a good pickup, and Minnesota needs depth right now with some injuries. Ariel Powers is out. Renaya Davis, the rookie, has yet to play with a stress fracture. Powers has the hamstring injury. Jones missed the shot. The Lynx down by 6 now after trailing by 12 after the first quarter, and Carlton draws the foul on Bonner. The Lynx doing a nice job just climbing back into this.
I was just going to say that, Marty. You kind of feel their energy a little bit more on both ends of the court right now, being more aggressive on the offensive end, looking for those options to get themselves to the free throw line. This is a game that you can get those calls.
And that is 5 fouls already on Connecticut as a team. So Minnesota's in the bonus at 6:36 of the second quarter. And the Lynx have not committed any fouls yet in the second quarter. It's a 7-0 Minnesota run. January, back and forth, and foul comes on the screen, and that's on Caleb McBride. Second foul tonight for McBride. Collier also has 2, so does Dantas. And it's the first Minnesota foul of the second quarter. January takes the screen.
For Bonner in that corner.
Jonquel Jones now. Here's Jasmine Thomas with the spin, the shot. Got it off right before the shot clock, and then I think the Lynx just tipped it out of bounds. Sylvia Fowles going for that rebound. And that's a really nice defensive effort right there for Minnesota, forcing Connecticut to take a tough shot at the shot clock, and then end up a tough bounce, can't get the rebound.
And that's how you do it, possession by possession on the defensive end of the court. Let it kick in there.
Bonner puts it on the deck, gets it over to January in the corner. Off the rim, McBride has it. Ahead to Clarendon, Layshia. A little strong, it goes out of bounds. And it'll be Connecticut basketball. Clarendon has their fingerprints all over this game. A lot of energy from Layshia, making their season debut for Minnesota. The Lynx were down by 12 after the first quarter, but they've really cut into that now, trailing by 5 on the 25th season of the WNBA, 25th anniversary season. And we've had special logos, special uniforms. The basketball has changed. There's just a lot of celebration right now in the league about just this milestone and just the significance of women's basketball. And I love that 25th anniversary with the slash through the numbers, and just so it's simple and clean and means something and makes a statement.
I can't believe it's been 25 years. That's crazy, but it's been so fun.
Beautiful pass and finish from Sylvia Fowles. Sil, 6 points. to lead Minnesota in scoring along with Napheesa Collier.
And the Lynx have 6 points in the paint now and are being more effective down there. The last time down defensively, too, did a nice job stopping Jones and now being more aggressive, trying to get in the paint themselves.
Dangerfield's pass is knocked away. And oh, wow, I don't think anyone expected the coast-to-coast dribble from Brianna Jones, but here we are.
And that's that effort, that energy that Coach Reeve wants to see from her players. When you see Brianna Jones pushing the ball down court, you should be able to beat her down the court.
And the basketball 101 of stopping the dribble.
Yes.
Didn't quite get there. Sylvia Fowles has just tonight moved up into 16th place on the all-time scoring list, and that number is going to change constantly throughout the season as Syl continues to climb. Already on top in rebounds, she passed Rebecca Brunson. Last season, inside the WNBA bubble, as Natisha Heidemann checks back in, and Breon January takes a seat. Just 7 points for Syl to get to 15th. So we may have to update this chart and show you several times throughout a single game as Syl passes other notable WNBA players. Legends, even. We were talking, Leah, about the 25th anniversary season of the WNBA and remembering it starting. And I remember in '99 when things were really starting to go and the Lynx were coming on board and all. And I bought a jersey of my all-time favorite basketball player at the time.
Let me guess.
You'll never guess.
Not Cheryl Swoops.
No. Jennifer Azzi.
Oh, yeah, I love Jennifer Azzi.
She was part of the Olympic team, and I can't remember how. Probably wasn't a website at that time, but maybe. I found a Jennifer Azzi jersey, and I just thought it was so cool that there was this league, and women were going to play professionally here in the United States of America and get paid to do that, and yeah, it just was so significant.
Well, Marnie, what I remember of 1999 was I was asked to try out for the Lynx.
Oh, yes, my goodness. Well, that's a way better story than
that. I was pregnant with my first daughter, so
how'd the tryout go?
I could have been.
Well, there are a lot of players who play in early stages of pregnancy or take a season off to have a baby. Sylvia Fowles misses from the elbow. Nakia Herbert-Harrington from the Lynx last season, now in Seattle. Harrigan is taking this season off for pregnancy. Good defensive possession by Minnesota. Jasmine Thomas with the shot, strong off the backboard. Yeah, Bridget Carlton.
Really feel like it has been the Lynx defensive effort that's really got them back into this game, and now they just have to see if they can get their offense flowing.
Collier, strong off the back of the rim. A fight for the offensive rebound for Minnesota. And Collier had it, got tangled up. Kayla McBride was down there as well. And those kinds of things are great to see.
Yeah, I really think that's what's kind of been missing from this Lynx team early on is who are those players that are getting on the floor and diving from the ball, and Coach Reeve is asking the players, you know, how much do you want it? Where's the passion? Where's the energy? And that's where Collier is so important to this team because that's just natural to how she plays the game, and then it's more contagious.
Jump ball is going to be jumped at center court between Collier and Heidemann. And they are going to call a foul on Jonquel Jones on that jump ball.
Jonquel Jones he has 6 points in this game.
And 6 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and JJ comes in averaging 20 points, 11 rebounds. So the Lynx have done a really good job limiting her with 3.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Dangerfield kicks it out. Dantas, but Jonquel Jones reached for it, but didn't quite get a hand on it, so it'll be a turnover on Minnesota. And that's turnover number 8 for the Lynx.
Marnie, those are the things when people, talk about chemistry, the nuances of the game. That's where I feel like the Lynx are working through those kinks right now, just kind of knowing where a player's going to be and knowing where they want the ball. Those just small little pieces that slowly come together.
Bonner takes the screen from Brianna Jones, gives it back to Jones. Oh, and Clarendon tried to get in there for the steal, but they were on the baseline. So it's out of bounds on Clarendon and the Lynx. Look at that swipe and the effort, and once, twice, and then the tap dance.
I love the hustle.
And Bonner hits from the baseline. Dewana Bonner has 9 points. She is the leading scorer in this game for either team. Kayla McBride, good cut, great pass from Sylvia Fowles. McBride's first field goal tonight.
And that's how you do it. You get an easy field goal. Go in and get some high percentage shot that can get your confidence up. High points in the paint, that's what the Lynx need.
Bonner, swing it around, Jasmine Thomas. Thomas backs it out, takes the three. Man, what a quick decision by Jasmine Thomas.
She's a special player, Jasmine Thomas. She has a great release, just a finesse player. Quick first step as well.
Dantas answers with a three of her own. Damaris is 2 of 2 from three, 6 points tonight.
And that's another player, Damaris Dantas, who could impact a game and doing a nice job defensively on Jonquel Jones.
Bonner nearly lost the handle on the dribble and then drained a shot from the baseline. 11 points for Bonner on 4 of 7 shooting. Leads back up to 6 for Connecticut. Dantas and Clarendon now. Clarendon guarded by Heidemann. Fowles with 1 second left on the shot clock, and Sil hits it.
That's how you do it. Get the ball inside to Sylvia Fowles. Let her go to work. Keep doing that until you can't do it anymore.
Double figures for Fowles, 10 points. 3 of 4 from the floor. Collier, yeah, Collier just, I think, got Bonner maybe on the arm or the elbow as Bonner gave her the fake. A 4-point game at Target Center with 1:24 left in the first half. It's a 4-point game with 1:24 left to play, and one big reason Minnesota has cut into Connecticut's lead is Sylvia Fowles, who had 2 points in the first quarter, but Fowles has 8 points here in the second quarter. And Leah, she just kind of started to assert herself a little more, and the Lynx have found her a little more.
Yeah, I think they've been a little more aggressive in looking to figure out how to get the ball inside to Sil. And I think, you have to be careful with that, because you don't want to just be forcing it and making it difficult for Sil, but you want to get that ball into her, and they've done a nice job in the second quarter.
Connecticut with possession, and the Sun started the second quarter 0 of 9 from the floor, but have since gone 4 of 5. And Bonner cannot keep that trend going. Bonner misses the 3 from the wing, the shot clock getting low. Here's Laysia Clarendon.
Clarendon with a nice offensive board.
And they have been a big spark off the bench for Minnesota. Just signed today to a 1-year contract with the Lynx. Dantas on the fake, gives it back to Clarendon, driving to the lane, got a defender up in the air. And then I'm not sure Dantas knew the time on the shot clock. She reacted when the buzzer went off. She was not happy.
Yep, it's those little moments that are frustrating, but you gotta let it go. Make it up on the defensive end.
And it was the right pass, too. I mean, there's an open player right on your wing, but Dantas didn't have the time to make the pass. Bonner crosses over, dishes, tried to get it inside to Jonquel Jones, but it's knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, the paint is crowded down low, and Bonner's doing a nice job of trying to get that ball inside to Jones, but there's a lot of big players down there, and Damaris and Sylvia Fowles are making it real difficult.
And worth noting that Jonquel is still at 6 points, 1 rebound. And those are well below her half of her season average. If we're going to go half, being it's almost halftime, 18 seconds now to go. Clarendon will slow things down. Shot clock and game clock are almost identical. They are identical. There's only one clock up now. Clarendon works her way into the lane, gets some room to take the shot, got Heidemann to take a step back, and Clarendon had a nice look at that final shot, but it will not go, and this is a really low-scoring first half, but the Lynx will take it because they whittled this thing down to 4 after being down 12 after the first quarter. It was an 18-10 advantage for Minnesota in this second quarter, a much better quarter for the Lynx.
Yeah, I think the Lynx are going to be happy going into the locker room. Not super pleased, but we saw improvement from that first quarter. We saw more energy on the defensive end of the court, and we saw their offense starting to click a little bit. So you have to take this possession by possession in a game like this, and I think they look good in the second.
The Lynx shot 41% and Connecticut shot 44%, which is a significant improvement over the first quarter. Connecticut shot 63%. So the Lynx defense has them back in the game at halftime.
Welcome back to the half. The Lynx are trailing the Sun by 4 points, and we're with Lynx assistant coach Rebecca Brunson. Rebecca, what happened defensively with the team in the second quarter to kind of get themselves back into this game? What changes were made?
I mean, we just played with a lot of energy throughout. You know, we knew that we had to come and bring a crowd in the paint and make them shoot some outside shots, and we did that. We hadn't been really playing together the way that we wanted to, so we came together as a collective. It wasn't one person guarding anybody. We made sure we did it as a team, and we brought a crowd, so that kind of slowed them down a little bit, and that's where we found our success.
Coach Brunson, thank you so much for your time. Good luck in the second.
All right, thanks, Leah.
Rebecca Brunson talking about bringing a crowd defensively, and the Lynx certainly did that. The quarter scoring is really interesting. Sylvia Fowles had 8 points in the second quarter. She had 10 in the first half total. Kayla McBride is the leader with the 4 rebounds. A couple of assists for Fowles as well. But in that first quarter, the Sun outscored Minnesota 27-15. Second quarter, the Lynx outscored the Sun 18-10. So to go from allowing 27 points in the first quarter to 10 in the second says a lot about the changes Minnesota made defensively.
Yeah, I love that, what she said about bringing that crowd and crowding the paint, because it isn't one player individually, it's team defense that is what you use to shut down players. And we saw some good team defense from the Lynx in the second. And a double team comes right away on Jonquel Jones, but so does a foul on Sylvia Fowles. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't know what Coach Reed thinks, but I'm okay with that energy on the defensive end. You're going to pick up some balls when you play at that high level. And Jonquel came in averaging 20 points, 11 rebounds per game. At halftime, she had 6 points and 1 rebound. The defensive stop. Minnesota turned over the Connecticut Sun. Dangerfield now at McBride. Baseline 3 rattles out for Kayla. Dangerfield is a player that Minnesota has to figure out how to get in the flow of the offense as well. January. Jones gets her feet set, lets it fly. Bonner, offensive rebound, and it's blocked by Fowles. Another block by Sill. Dangerfield pushes the pace, crosses over into the lane. Off the glass, a little too strong. I like the energy and the look. That's what we saw a lot of from Dangerfield in her rookie season. Her willingness to go inside, go coast to coast. Quick pass inside, and it's off the hands of Jonquel Jones. Good start to the half for Minnesota defensively. Yeah, it's all coming on the defensive end, and it's people getting in front of their defenders. Sylvia Fowles doing a nice job staying straight up and down, blocking shots, getting those boards. Collier has it. Runs into Brianna Jones, and Jones will be called for the foul. Brianna Jones, just her second foul tonight. Brianna Jones is another player who's been pretty quiet in this game as well.
Entry pass is knocked away by Bonner, and that's a turnover by Minnesota. And that was a problem in the first half. And there's an easy 2 for Jonquel Jones. So 2 more points off of turnovers, which is something we talked about being an issue for Minnesota.
Jonquel Jones was working for that ball. She was calling for it. She did a nice job. Damaris is going to need some help in that situation.
Nice roll by Sylvia Fowles. That ball just sat on the lip of the rim for a second and then dropped through. Fowles has 12 points. Jasmine Thomas works her way through the lane and then found an opening. Thomas has 12 points. She and Sylvia Fowles lead all scorers in this game tonight. And Dangerfield will call a timeout. So Cheryl Reeve and the Lynx will talk things over, trailing by 6 with 7:21 left in the third quarter. Connecticut leads the Lynx by 6 here at Target Center. Tickets for Kids Charities works to create a world where our most vulnerable children feel included, valued, and inspired to reach their full potential. Every $25 donation makes it possible for 6 kids to explore a museum, attend a concert or sporting event. Help make sure that these opportunities are part of every childhood. To donate, visit ticketsforkids.org.
Nice patience by the Lynx on the offensive end. Gets it inside to Sylvia Fowles, who has a nice step to the basket.
And Jones gets the shot up at the other end and answers the basket by Sylvia Fowles. Jonquel Jones into double figures now with 10 points. Collier just trying to corral that pass, turns, has her shot blocked by Bonner. Juana Bonner pushes it and gets it to the trailing Jones. Jonquel,
That's what happens when you get hung up on a screen.
A wide open lane, and Jonquel Jones is now up to 12 points. Lasia Clarendon back in, running things for Minnesota, looking for help after they picked up the dribble. Fowles puts it on the deck, and there's a foul defensively as Sylvia Fowles just tried to work the dribble into the lane. Here's what happened on that screen.
Yeah, you knew that Jones was going to start heating up here in the second half.
Well, Collier got hung up, but there was no help when she came around, and I'm not sure where that got messed up, but you could see Collier pointing like, okay, it's yours, help, and there wasn't a help.
Right, and what was effective in the second quarter, Coach Brunson talked about, was the crowding, the defensive crowding in the paint.
Ooh, a lot of contact on that Kayla McBride attempt, and no whistle. And I think Cheryl Reeve, in her expression, says what we're all thinking. So Minnesota ball out of bounds. Lasia Clarendon gets it in to Dantas. Dantas short, but a nice offensive rebound by Clarendon. And they have brought the energy since checking into this game. That's what happens when you sign a contract in the afternoon. Actually, I think it was even this morning when the contract was signed officially. It became official. Clarendon signing a 1-year contract with the Lynx, so we will see plenty of them throughout the season.
Well, they have stepped in, and she's been super effective just knowing what to do, knowing how to jump into a shoot-around without knowing people. You know, it's not an easy thing to do, and it's more difficult than people think to join in late on a team.
The inbounds pass from Clarendon across to Bridget Carlton just went off the fingertips of Carlton. Clarendon is an all-star from 2017. This is her 5th team in the WNBA. She also played with the Fever, the Atlanta Dream, and this very Connecticut Sun team, Liberty as well. And the Liberty was the last team that they played for. And now a 3-point shot by Jonquel Jones, and suddenly Jones is heating up, 15 points.
As anticipated in the second half, but they were going to figure out a way to get Jonquel Jones involved in this one a little bit more.
Well, you knew 6 points at halftime was probably not going to be the end result. Jones has given Connecticut a little more breathing room. It's a 7-0 run from the Connecticut Sun, and all 7 points have come courtesy of Jonquel Jones. She scored the last 7, and the result has been Connecticut stretching that lead out now to 11.
Well, the Sun are shooting 47.5% now from the field. They're getting the shots that they want. They're being patient on the offensive end.
McBride, three-pointer from the baseline, and that'll help things. Kayla McBride drains her first three-pointer of the game.
Yeah, that's what we like to see from Kayla McBride. The nice sweet shot with the quick release.
That was it on display right there, indeed. An offensive foul, and I think that'll be on Jonquel Jones setting the screen. Third foul for JJ. Clarendon will set things up for Minnesota. Layshia Clarendon with 3 points, but they have made a much bigger impact on the game than just those 3 points. Dantas looking high-low, gets Sil, what a grab! Sylvia Fowles just snagged that ball out of thin air.
Love that, I love that high-low. Damiris and Sylvia Fowles really do that well together.
Breon January with the dribble, takes the screen from Jones. January gets it past, bounce pass, and Carlton came in to steal it away. Bridget Carlton, bounce pass to Sil, Fowles with the finish.
Yeah, defense creating offense, and Carlton doing a great job on the help side, seeing that she needs to come through, gets the ball, and allows Sil to get a couple.
And just like that, out of the timeout, it's a 7-0 Lynx run. Bonner has it, uses the screen from Brianna Jones. Bonner takes the jump shot, and it rattles around and down. Bonner has 13 points. Carlton finds Fowles. Oh, and that was almost down for Sil. Sylvia Fowles has 8 points in this third quarter. Jasmine Thomas. Couple of dribbles guarded by Dantas. And kicks it out to January. She drives on McBride. Kayla chases it down. McBride pushes the pace. She's got Carlton on her left. A couple of trailers. And finds Dantas, one of those trailers. Can't get that three-point shot to drop.
Good decision making there by Damiris. She was open. She took her time to look for it, and she can hit that shot.
Bonner's rebound is the 5th of the night for her, to go along with 13 points. Bonner hands it off to Thomas. Jasmine Thomas gets up a tough shot, rebounded by Clarendon. Layshia Clarendon with 4 rebounds. That's pretty good for a 5'9" guard.
Just joined the team.
Just joined the team. In fact, Clarendon was here in Minnesota while the team was in Seattle. You have to pass certain COVID protocols. You have to produce a certain number of COVID tests, depending on your situation. If you've been vaccinated, if you've had the virus, a lot of things go into it.
Yes.
Bottom line is, Layshia Clarendon is here, and she is playing tonight, and Sylvia Fowles is still climbing the charts now into 15 points, passing Delisha Milton-Jones, 5,577 points. And counting for Sylvia Fowles. She'll sit down with 18 points in this game so far, just beating the shot clock. Layshia Clarendon. What a game.
I'm impressed.
5 points, 4 rebounds for Clarendon.
You really did get that sense, though, when we were sitting in shoot-around, just watching how comfortable they was. Really, you can tell when someone's uncomfortable. They was not.
Natisha Heidemann a little strong off the glass. And a foul called on Damiris Dantas. But here is Clarendon. And this is that shot. Clarendon going to their left and then shooting it. That's not easy for a right-handed player to go left, gather, shoot right. That's what Clarendon did. And now here is Natisha Heidemann. It's the first. fans, tonight's Watch 'em and Win 'em prize is a Lynx adjustable hat. Scan the QR code displayed on the screen right there, or visit lynxbasketball.com/win for your chance to win this prize and a 20% off discount at the online team store. Winners will be notified by email. Good luck, everyone, and go Minnesota Lynx.
Heideman's another player that has really played well this season for the Sun and has been real quiet in this game too. She can turn you over, and she's been really good from the three-point line.
Bride's shot is short, and there's a foul as Napheesa Collier went in and tried to grab the rebound. Foul is coming on Connecticut here. Breon January picks up the foul, her first. And Bridget Carlton will be inbounding. Natalie Achonwa with the ball. Gives it to Clarendon. Clarendon will try the three. Leaves it short. Bonner just lets it go. It'll be Connecticut basketball. That's the first three-point shot for Layshia Clarendon tonight. Breon January brings up the basketball for Connecticut. January just 3 points in this game. Now here's Heideman. Second-year player out of Marquette. Heideman gives it up to January. 5 seconds on the shot clock. January makes her move to the basket. Off the rim, rebounded by Achonwa, and a foul as Achonwa tried to push it up and clear. And if that is on Breon January, it'll be her on Jonquel Jones. It'll be her fourth.
Yeah, it was getting physical down low, and this is what Coach Reeve has said that she likes about Achonwa is her ability. Well, she just picked up her fourth, but her ability to be physical, do all those little things, use your body, get yourself to the free throw line. That's one of the things that she really likes about Achonwa, and we're just starting to see that in this game.
Achonwa signed a 3-year deal. We're going to see Jonquel Jones check out with 4 fouls and 15 points. Achonwa signed as an unrestricted free agent, a 3-year deal on February 1st with Minnesota. And somehow on that free throw, something irritated DeWanna Bonner. She is grimacing a little bit. She had a little trouble just getting the ball out of bounds. Seemed to walk it off or run it off, whatever it was. It was very strange. Bonner misses the shot, and a rebound to Clarendon. Layshia off the hands of Collier, trying to push it a little bit. Napheesa Collier just couldn't quite catch the pass. That's the second pass that we've seen from Clarendon. The first one is to Bridget Carlton on that inbounds play.
Clarendon wants to push.
Yes, and I
now.
love that. And she's taking a little bit of a chance, but nothing that you would say, like, you can't throw that pass. Just misfired on a couple of them that were so close and off the fingertips. Heideman misses to the side of the basket on that three. Clarendon. Collier now. Carlton clears out. Collier takes on another defender. She'll kick it out. They'll swing it around. McBride top of the key. Kayla McBride puts it on the deck. Finds Clarendon. And Clarendon gets plenty of room. A nice play by Layshia Clarendon, finding some room in the lane. 7 points now.
Clarendon's playing without thinking. That's really what the Lynx need, just a player who feels loose out there.
And that is exactly what Cheryl Reeve said before the game. When I asked Cheryl about how comfortable she was playing Clarendon, just she signed today and doesn't know a lot of the verbiage. And Cheryl said, I don't want them to think. I don't want them to know play calls. I want them to play basketball. And that is what Layshia Clarendon is doing here tonight. January, guarded by Clarendon, gets through the screen. Bonner now. Collier's taking her on. Bonner, tough shot, nice defense by Napheesa Collier and the Lynx as Bonner put up that shot just before the third quarter horn went off, and Minnesota wraps up a third quarter of the good defensive possession. The Lynx went on a 13-4 run to end the third quarter. They are within 2 after 3 at Target Center.
Hello, our new uniforms are here.
Fans, let's try this again. Tonight's Watch 'em and Win 'em prize is this Lynx adjustable hat, and that QR code right there on the screen is the one that you should scan. You can also visit lynxbasketball.com/win, and you'll be entered for this chance to win that prize and a 20% off discount at the online team store. Winners will still be notified by email, but that is the correct QR code for you to scan and win that hat. It's a 2-point Connecticut lead as we start the fourth quarter at Target Center. And a nice drive, but a miss on a tough shot by Natalie Achonwa. She'll hustle to get back into the play as Connecticut sets it up at the other end. Bonner into traffic, and she's fouled. Minnesota came with the help defense that time, and Cheryl Reeve is arguing that both players had their hands straight up in the air. Foul will go against Damaris Dantas, her 4th.
Again, not angry about that foul because of the way that they're playing so aggressive, especially in the paint. Right now, Minnesota has 20 points in the paint compared to the Suns 16, so they're being more aggressive both defensively and offensively in the paint, as well as Minnesota bench points, 14, Connecticut 6.
Bonner at the free throw line has 13 points, but it's a tough night shooting for DeWanna Bonner. 5 of 14 in the game. 2 of 2 from the free throw line, however.
Yeah, she's still been effective. It's just taking her more shots to do it.
She's been effective on the defensive end. She's been effective with blocking shots. 2 blocks in this game. And that is a foul called on Carrington. And that'll be the second on Carrington. And Kurt Miller doesn't use his bench a whole lot. He's playing 8 deep in this game. Carrington, Heidemann, and Montpremier, excuse me, are the 3 subs in this game, and Montpremier has only played 5 minutes. Carrington and Heidemann 11 and 14, but Miller rolls 7 deep, 8 in this game, but the starters play heavy minutes. I think that previous shot might have caught the rim, and the officials did not reset the shot clock. Breon January is calling for a shot clock violation. The Lynx are saying it definitely grazed the rim. No, officials take a stand and say it did not, and that is a shot clock violation.
Oh, they just showed it.
Did it hit the rim on the rim? So they showed it inside Target Center. The fans reacted. We don't have a clear look at it. Heidemann will bring it up the court, and it will be a shot clock violation officially as Bonner for 3 from the corner misses. Carlton came in for the rebound. Minnesota basketball as it goes out of bounds off of Connecticut.
Yeah, Minnesota really hanging in this one, the crashing the boards, getting in the paint.
Clarendon brings it up the court. She's been playing a lot of the point guard position in this game. Showing great leadership and instincts just coming in. Signing the 1-year contract today. Collier's shot no good. January will hustle it up the court for Connecticut. Offensive foul. Bonner just puts the basketball on the ground. She walks away. And Kurt Miller's arguing with the officials. It's getting heated in Target Center with 8:31 to go. Neither coach is happy with the officials. And yeah, I mean, that's par for the course in a lot of games. The life of a WNBA official, an NBA official. Dantas, a good look from the wing. It's short. And Connecticut gets a defensive rebound. Bonner, guarded by Clarendon. Bonner crosses them over, and then a nice move. Wow, that was pretty from DeWanna Bonner.
It was pretty because we saw Napheesa Collier come over for the help side, and Bonner was still able to get past her. She's got the quickest first step.
Boy, she leaned one way and went the other in a hurry. Clarendon lob pass, that one again. Too strong. Off the hands of Collier, out of bounds. turnover number 15 for the Lynx, and that has been an ongoing storyline. 18 points off turnovers for Connecticut, just 6 for Minnesota.
We'll step through there for Duana Bonner.
That was pretty.
Yeah, she just has so many different ways that she can score the basketball.
And she is as smooth a player as I think exists in the
Agreed.
WNBA. And part of it is her length,
Yes.
and part of it is just the way that she plays and makes movements like that one. Bonner will take the long 2, and Minnesota will let her have at it. That's a nice feed ahead from Clarendon to Dantas. Can't get the finish, but does get the offensive rebound. And Clarendon will set things up. Give and go with Sylvia Fowles. Clarendon now back to Fowles and back to Clarendon. Into the lane, the jump shot. Strong off the back of the rim, tipped. And controlled by Heidemann in the Sun. And now Bonner. Bonner with the crossover, gives it to Heidemann on the wing. No good for Natisha Heidemann.
Someone who has shot the ball well from the three-point line. Heidemann's been very quiet in this one.
The Lynx have been offensively quiet in the fourth quarter. 0 for 6 so far from the floor. We'll see if they can change that on this possession.
Wow.
Fouls. I don't know how the ball got through, but it did. And there's no basket. Whistle came before the shot from Fowles.
Dangerfield
Traveling
comes
on.
back in the game.
Sorry, Leah, traveling on Sylvia Fowles was the call. Yep, Dangerfield checks back in for Minnesota. Clarendon takes a rest. January. Over to Jasmine Thomas. And then a nice move by Brianna Jones. Works herself free.
Yeah, Brianna Jones, it's fun watching her get better and better each season, but she just feels super comfortable now. A lot of confidence in the post.
5 points in this game tonight for Jones, and it's a 7-point Connecticut lead with 6:20 to play. Six minutes, 20 seconds left to play in this game, and it has been a really entertaining game. Connecticut came out like a buzzsaw in the first quarter and had Minnesota on the ropes. 27-15 was the score after one quarter. The Lynx were down 12, but really showed a lot of grit in clawing back into this game. And now you see where we are, a 7-point margin with just over 6 minutes to play. And a foul on Brianna Jones.
And Marnie, we've watched in this game the Lynx rebounding the basketball better. You know, they're actually winning the board battle right now just by 2, 25-23, but it matters. This is a really good Connecticut Sun rebounding team.
Dantas. Damaris gets it to Crystal Dangerfield. Wide open look at 3, and she nails it.
That's what Crystal needed.
The first basket of the night for Crystal Dangerfield, and it is a big one.
Comes at big moments. We saw a lot of that from Crystal last summer in the bubble, where she was hitting big shots at big moments.
And it led to the Rookie of the Year award for her. A good defensive play by Minnesota, blocked out of bounds. It'll still be Connecticut basketball, but that was a nice little lift Minnesota got from that 3-point field goal from Dangerfield, the first made field goal the fourth quarter for the Lynx. It's a 4-point Connecticut lead, and here's how we got there. Our game summary. Sylvia Fowles had just 2 points in the first quarter, but Leah, she came on strong after that.
Yep, doing what Sylvia Fowles does best is working in the paint, and then Bonner started heating up, hitting outside shots, attacking the basket. Nice little mid-range game for Bonner, gotten her at 15 points, and Jonquel Jones as well at 15, which is below her average right now, but she uses her body so well, and expect her to be aggressive here in the last 5:44.
Connecticut gets the inbound. Jasmine Thomas gets off a tough shot. Offensive rebound by the Sun. Jonquel Jones back in with those 4 fouls, loses the basketball. It's loose. Brianna January picks it up and banks it in.
Yeah, that's what January's good at. She's always in the right place at the right time. The hustle's there. She'll get those little balls rolling on the ground and turn things around.
And that was being in the right place at the right time for Connecticut. That's a tough hoop that Minnesota kind of has to just swallow and move on with. Collier, beautiful offensive move, grabs the rebound, gets it out to Fowles. Sill misses the jump shot. Collier can't save it before it goes out of bounds. You like the effort there.
I was just going to say it, Marnie. You're seeing the rebounds. The Lynx are up to 26. You're seeing the hustle. They're close here in this one, and this is a game that this team could really use.
Lynx looking for their first win of the season. Connecticut has the best record in the WNBA. It's 6-1. There's Bonner open from the wing for three, or almost from the baseline. McBride off the glass. They're going to call Brianna Jones for the foul on that one, and I think you can see by Jones's reaction what she thinks of that call, but it will be her 5th foul.
Well, the savvy veteran McBride knows how to get to the basket and how to get fouled. And she kind of throws her body in there. You see why Brianna Jones wasn't real happy about it.
Yeah, not a lot of contact on the play, but Kayla McBride did a nice job just kind of positioning herself and gets to the free throw line because of it. 7 points. United Heroes League helps military families build confidence, friendships, and engagement through sports by providing free equipment, free access to sports camps, special experiences with professional athletes, and more. To donate, visit unitedheroesleague.org/donate. Bonner, screen from Jones. Bonner crosses over, tipped away and stolen by Sylvia Fowles. Turnover number 10 by Connecticut. Minnesota's got 6 points off of those turnovers, looking for a couple more here. Collier, no, has it poked away, gets it back. Napheesa Collier and Dawana Bonner get tied up for the jump ball.
Nice little hustle play there by Dawana Bonner, doing whatever she can. She's trying to get her team a win, and so she's using her long arms and her hands, trying to turn over the ball, and Collier's right there holding on to it.
The jump ball will come at the free throw line right in front of the Lynx bench and at the Lynx basket, but it's won by Connecticut. And keep in mind, Brianna Jones is playing with 5 fouls, and Jonquel Jones is playing with 4 fouls. Stoppage in play for equipment malfunction. Looking at the clock, which has 3:54 on it, which changes now to 3:51. So, after those 3 seconds, we'll stop again. And they'll put 6 back on, 3:57. And everyone can agree we will play on. A 4-point Connecticut lead. Bonner. It rolls out, offensive rebound, Connecticut temporarily. The foul came as the rebound was being corralled. It's on Dantas Damaris with her 5th foul.
Damaris has been working in there defensively. This is a game where you were going to expect her to have a lot of fouls with the bigs in this one.
Yep, and Dantas was challenged at shoot-around this morning. She had Jonquel Jones. That was her assignment. She's got her right there. Jones works her way to the hoop. A foul, if it's on Dantas, she's done, but it is not. It's on Sylvia Fowles, and that's just Sill's 2nd. Jonquel Jones goes to the free throw line.
Yeah, it's just so difficult to guard her. And, you know, you have 2 defenders. You have Napheesa Collier coming in to help, and she's long, athletic, knows how to get the ball to the basket.
Jones is 2 of 2 from the free throw line tonight, now 3 of 3. Talked about her averaging a double-double this season, 20 and 11. Right now she's at 16 and 3. So if nothing else, Jonquel Jones may get to her season average in points, but averaging 11 rebounds, if she only has 3 or maybe 5 by the time this game is done, that's pretty significant for Minnesota. Fouls. Up over 2 defenders, can't get the bounce. Connecticut has it now, Jasmine Thomas. And a timeout by Kurt Miller and the Connecticut Sun with 3:14 left to play and a 6-point Sun lead at Target Center. Sylvia Fowles has been carrying the Lynx tonight. She's the only Minnesota player in double figures, and Leah, she's got 18 tonight.
Yeah, she has really just been consistent for the Lynx this entire season, but in this game has really stood out. And her ability to battle down low, going up against great post players that the Sun have, and being able to be so effective. Her team's done a nice job of getting her the ball as well.
The Lynx need a couple of good, strong defensive possessions here, and they get 1. Fowles with the rebound. And she's 15th on the all-time scoring chart with her 18 points here tonight. 2 in the first quarter and 16 since then. Still can't pick off that pass. Bonner stole it away. DeWanna Bonner crosses over. Back and forth she goes, and Bonner hits a big shot, up to 18 points now.
Bonner with those moves out there on the perimeter. She takes one step, goes right, then goes left, crosses over. Those are her moves.
Missed by Crystal Dangerfield, and another defensive rebound by Connecticut. Just 2:15 to go. The Lynx need a stop here. And that is going to be a foul on Connecticut. Looked like maybe Jonquel Jones by the way that she reacted. And it is her 5th.
Fisa Collier doing a nice job.
Dangerfield, nice job working around the defense, but left that shot short. Got her own rebound. In among the trees, and Crystal Dangerfield came away with an offensive rebound.
She has no fear when she goes in the paint.
3-point try, no good from Collier.
The Lynx shooting percentage definitely going down.
At 33% right now. Connecticut at 41%. Minute 35 left to go. Lynx are running out of time, down by 8. Jasmine Thomas kicks it out. Jonquel Jones drives to the hoop. Gets her offensive rebound. A lot of traffic in there, stripped away. Minnesota has it. And it's Crystal Dangerfield leading the charge. Wild shot chased down by Collier. Good hustle by Nafisa McBride. Hits the 3-pointer.
That's why Coach Reed brought her to Minnesota, for that shot specifically, her ability to hit big 3-pointers.
And that cuts the lead to 5, and boy, did Minnesota need it. The Lynx had been 1 of 14 in the 4th quarter from the floor. And then Kayla McBride hit that big 3.
Kayla McBride has confidence on the floor right now, and you can see how she's shooting the ball. And just take a look at her follow through when she gets this ball, how quickly she gets it in, and the quick release and the beautiful follow through that just sits there. This is what she does best and how she has made her name in the WNBA.
And look at how she was coming into that shot, just kind of turning a corner, got set, squared, feet intact, all of that just in an absolute instant.
Yep, it's not an easy thing to do when she does it well, and the Lynx needed it more than ever.
Oof, not great shooting from either team in this quarter, but at least it's even, and it's made for a good game, and it's right now a 5-point Connecticut lead with 1:08 to go. Bonner will be inbounding. Collier is defending her. Bonner gets it in to Jasmine Thomas. Thomas guarded by Dangerfield. They switch defensively. Dantas now on Thomas. She puts the shot up anyway, and it's knocked out of bounds by Connecticut. Jonquel Jones went for the rebound. couldn't grab it, knocked it out of bounds. Minnesota basketball, 55 seconds to go. Timeout, Cheryl Reeve.
See, Minnesota can have the hot hand. We like the ball in Kayla McBride's hand, but I also like it in Collier's hands because she's always good at the end of the game.
And Sylvia Fowles says 18. You know, Collier has 6 points in this game. All 6 came in the first quarter. And Afisa just hasn't been able to score since then. She's 2 of 10.
Yeah, she has been quiet in this one, but she has that ability to do big things in big games. So I think you're safe bet there. But yes, Sylvia Fowles, McBride.
Cheryl Reeve has used her final timeout. So the Lynx will not be able to call one. With 55 seconds left, down by 5 points. Collier gets it into Dangerfield. Dangerfield, there's Kayla McBride, got free, got the release. It bounces off the rim, she'll get another chance, the other wing. Short on that one, Dangerfield rebounds. A third try, this is Dantas from the wing and she hits. It's a 2-point game.
Nice effort there by the Minnesota Lynx, getting the offensive boards, keeping themselves in this one.
To McBride, misses, and a Damiris Dantas make. And it's a 2-point game with 25 seconds to go. Duana Bonner with the basketball. Dantas picks her up. Shake and bake from Bonner. Good defense from Dantas. Bonner gets a shot away. It's a wild one. Dangerfield has it. 9 seconds to go. Dangerfield. Lynx are down 2 off the screen. Dangerfield, the shot is good. Tie game. Crystal Dangerfield tied it up. 2.3 seconds to play.
You could tell Crystal was going to take that shot. She feels confident in those moments. We talked about it before, Marnie. She's hit big shots for this team last season in her rookie year, and now in her second year in the league, she hits a big one.
And 5 points in this game for Crystal Dangerfield. Those 2 were absolutely clutch.
Offensive,
this is the 3.
Yes, offensive rebounding got him on this one. A big one by Dantas, a 3-pointer, and then Dangerfield looking, searching. I can tell right here she was going to take it herself. Shoots over Jones. It's a big one.
Crystal Dangerfield. You've said it before, Leah. She fears nothing. She fears no one. In just her second year in the league, it's an 8-0 Minnesota run to get this to a tie game. 63 all. You saw Lasia Clarendon just take off the warm-up shirt, so she's probably going back in. I would assume defensive reasons here.
A little more size in there.
The Target Center crowd is getting all riled up with 2.3 seconds left. What did Kurt Miller draw up? He did call a timeout, so Connecticut advanced the basketball. And this will be Duana Bonner inbounds.
The reason the Lynx are in this one is because of defense. Let's see if their last defensive stop can get this thing into OT.
Bonner trying to go for the lob. It's a 5-second violation. Minnesota turns Connecticut over with 2.3 seconds left to go. Cheryl Reeve does not have a timeout to call. She's talking to Kayla McBride on the sideline. And it'll be an inbounds for Collier right where the violation occurred. Wonderful defense from Minnesota.
Love it. Looks like they can get this in.
Collier gets it into Clarendon right before the horn. Janet! Clarendon hit the shot! Did she get it before the buzzer? The officials will take a look at it. The Lynx have mobbed Lasia Clarendon on the day she signed a contract. She might have just hit a game winner.
Let's see this one again.
That was absolutely incredible.
They
Here's
get it off in
Clarendon
time.
dribbling. Look for the red light on the backboard. There's the shot. Oh, I think it was in her hands. It was in her hands. Oh, that was so close.
It's a heartbreaker.
Oh, no. Just a half a second. look at this reaction, absolute joy and elation. And it won't count. Layshia Clarendon just took a half second too long. The Lynx players are now all looking up at the scoreboard, and I think reality is starting to set in. Wow, was that a wild finish. And it's not going to be finished just yet.
We're not done yet.
Officials have not made the announcement yet.
Sure.
But that, to me, is pretty clear. And the officials will say it here, no basket. No basket. It'll be a tie game. At the end of regulation, we will play overtime, 63-63. I'll tell you what, there's a jolt in the arena now, though. We'll see what the Lynx can do in overtime. We'll bring it to you right after this at Target Center. What a comeback by the Lynx. 3 baskets down the stretch that were just huge. A Kayla McBride three-pointer, a Damiris Dantas three-pointer, a Dangerfield jump shot, and then an almost game winner, Leah.
So close. It was so exciting just to see the fans going crazy in here for the first time in a long time. But it was no good, but there's still excitement in the air as this one goes into OT.
Man. Slow motion reaction shots in sports are some of the best video you will ever see. If you get a chance to see that video again and manipulate it a little bit, you can rewind and pause, and then you look at that fan and that fan and that player, and the faces are just incredible. And you're right about the energy and the electricity. Most of this crowd is now standing after that jolt that Layshia Clarendon gave them. The basket did not count. She made it, but it was just after the lights went off and the horn went off. And so we'll start overtime here at Target Center.
What I liked, Marnie, was Coach Reeve took Dangerfield out. Dangerfield had just hit a big shot, puts Clarendon in, and Clarendon was willing to take that big shot.
And they had no time to draw up a play. There was no timeout, so Cheryl just talked to Kayla McBride on the sideline. The Lynx kind of just had to make do and improvise it.
And that's what it means to have veteran players on the court, and you can make decisions in high-pressure situations, and boy, that doesn't get too much more high pressure than that.
Kidding, that's Layshia Clarendon's 9th year in the league, and here's what's happened since then. This is Jasmine Thomas on the miss, but a foul is called, and it's going to go against Clarendon. Thomas hits the free throw. Thomas hits both from the free throw line. So Connecticut strikes first with 2 points. Kayla McBride is running this possession. Ball is off of Breon January. And let's remember, both Joneses, as in Brianna Jones and Jonquel Jones, are both playing with 5 fouls right now.
I like this lineup right now that the Lynx have in the game.
Fouls on another great catch and finish by Sill. She's got 20 points.
Communication between the bigs, I love it. And that's only going to get better and better as this season goes on, and that is so difficult to guard. On the defensive end, going a high-low situation, it's impossible to guard.
We've seen that exact high-low with Dantas and Fowles a couple of times tonight, and it has worked well. Here's Brianna Jones. Collier stepped in at the end defensively on that play. Officials are calling the push. Here's a look at Sill. The catch is as impressive as anything.
Yes, and that's what I love about Sill. She can catch whatever you get, throw to her, and she went in, and she was just so strong. She wasn't going to miss this little bunny. She lays it in, feels good about it.
She is like a wide receiver or a defensive back, how they go up and over the other player, whether it's offensive or defensive. Brianna Jones hits the first free throw. So Connecticut's 3 points so far in overtime have come at the free throw line. but the pass by Dantas to be able to sort of thread that through the defender to where Sil can get it, I mean, that is just a beautiful play.
Right, and you know, that's one thing Coach Reeve loves, a big that can pass the ball. And Jessica Shepard, who is we haven't seen in this game, but she is really good at passing the ball. Dantas is one of those bigs as well.
Good ball fake by Collier on the drive, and she gets the shot, pulls it back out. Napheesa Collier has her first points since the first quarter. Fee had 6 points in the first. She now has 8. Bonner, who has 18 points, 7 of 21 from the floor. Shot from Jasmine Thomas. A foul on the rebound. Boy, what an intense game here tonight. It's been physical throughout, and teams have been just locked in. A one-sided first quarter in favor of Connecticut, one-sided second quarter in favor of Minnesota, and then it was just
everyone's playing their hardest.
Fight in the second half.
Yeah, I love the aggression we've seen from both teams, in particular on the boards, on the defensive end of the court.
Foul on Damiris Dantas, who has fouled out with 9 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Great defensive game from Dantas. Basket by Breon January. January has been a little quiet offensively. 7 points now after that basket, and it's a 2-point Connecticut lead. Bridget Carlton. Clarendon and now Collier. Collier will take the 3, and a tough 3 at that. So after getting her first basket since the first quarter, Collier now adds a 3-pointer to that.
She's another player that likes to play big in big moments. So you see her step up, even if she's gone cold for a while. We've seen her do that before.
Bonner. Minnesota has possession and the lead. Clarendon brings it up. It's the first Minnesota lead since it was 6-5. Boy, the Lynx have fought and fought in this game. Nice ball fake from Clarendon. Can't get the basket, though. Leja, 7 points tonight, nearly a game winner, but it came just a hair after the buzzer in regulation. Ooh, big 3-pointer there by Jonquel Jones.
Yeah, that's a space where Jonquel has been quiet in this one, and that's so dangerous because she can light you up from the 3-point line.
And that's the second 3 for Jonquel tonight. She's up to 20 points. Clarendon picks up Jones and then loses her. Nice move by Leja Clarendon to just kind of keep the dribble going and wait for the defense to maybe fall off, and it did. Tied at 72.
Leja's limping, I think.
Trying to walk it off, she just tugged on her jersey, asking for a sub. There's not one coming to the table right now, though. Brianna Jones missed the shot, and we'll see Clarendon bringing it up. But yeah, she's hurting. You're right, Leah. Leja Clarendon is hurting, but she's hanging in there, and Cheryl Reeve is not putting a sub in right now. 1:15 left to go. Kayla McBride has the basketball.
See if Connecticut hangs off of her or not. Oh, no, she's taking...
Clarendon, the 3! The 3-pointer! Leja Clarendon!
Okay.
We love you with the Minnesota Lynx.
How
what
big is
a
that?
debut! Oh my goodness!
Your first day, your first game, you're injured.
You're cutting it out. You almost had a buzzer beater. You are winning over the hometown fans in a hurry.
It.
McBride gets it over to Clarendon. Takes the shot, makes the shot.
I mean, this is a player that has confidence. I mean, it's unbelievable what Clarendon has done in this game if you really think about how little she knows about this team. I mean,
a +9 in 26 minutes. Leja has 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Hit a big shot there and has just been very noticeable. A lot of positives from them in this game. And Leja Clarendon signed today a 1-year deal after being waived by the New York Liberty. coming off that career-high season, 11.5 points per game, 4 assists per game. Their 9th year in the WNBA. Clarendon has shown a lot of veteran savvy in this game here. I really wonder how much of the playbook, like names of plays, does Layshia Clarendon know right now? I know that they have been in Minnesota taking COVID tests. The team's been on the road, though. So I imagine in the last handful, 3 days maybe, you can start to look at the playbook. And a lot of teams run the same things. They just call them different names. And so to get that terminology worked out.
Yeah, and what I like about it, Marnie, more importantly, is that when you just play freely and you play off of your instincts, I feel like that's what we've really witnessed in this game. And so regardless of, I know 12 plays or 0 plays, I know how to play these games.
Yes.
And that's what's been so impressive right now about Clarendon.
This guy is fired up, and the Lynx crowd has really been entertained tonight. The fans are on their feet right now as we speak. It's a 3-point Minnesota lead in overtime, 1:06 left to go. The Lynx were down by 12 after the first quarter. Minnesota is looking for its first win of the season, and this has been the longest timeout that we have seen in the WNBA, and I don't know what officials are still talking about.
Uh-oh, we're looking at the monitor again.
Oh, boy. There's so much momentum right now, and there's such anticipation to just see this thing to the finish that it's hard to just kind of take another break, which is what we're doing. And there's an explanation being given right now to Cheryl Reeve, which we can't hear, but Cheryl is talking with Danica Mosier right now. It was just a second ago.
Marnie, one of the things that I've really liked in this one is we've seen some of the issues and the struggles that the Lynx have had in the first 4 games kind of go away in this one. We've seen them overcome their energy on the defensive end. We've seen them take some better shots. We've seen them communicate better on both sides of the court. Just little things that are starting to come together in this 5th game. Remember, this is just the 5th game for the Lynx. Game number 8, right, for Connecticut?
Correct, yes. The Sun come in 6-1, playing 7 games. This is game 8. Yep, but Minnesota's 5th, and it's a doozy. Jasmine Thomas right now controlling things. Here is Jonquel Jones, passes it up to January. Breon January misses the 3. Defensive rebound by Collier in the Lynx. Carleton gives it up to Clarendon, who is fouled by Bonner. It'll be the 3rd foul for DeWanna Bonner. Brianna Jones and Jonquel Jones both still in with 5 fouls. Not a shooting foul for Minnesota. 45 seconds left to play in a 3-point Minnesota lead. The biggest lead of the night for the Lynx, which tells you how much work Minnesota has had to do in this game. Clarendon working some clock, gives it up to McBride. And now Carleton back up top and inside fouls. Sill goes left and right, and Sylvia Fowles hits a big shot. 22 points now for Sill. And it's a timeout, Connecticut.
Classic Sylvia Fowles move down low. Nothing better. One side, the other side lays it in. She's too tall to stop. She's too strong to push her off the block. This is what she does so well. She uses her body, fakes, lays it in.
She went to her right, maybe saw Bonner come in as the help defense and was like, well, okay, then I'm going to go over here.
And that's what I love. Exactly. She read the defense, thought I can change up my offensive game, go the other way, and score on that. Great look.
How about this, Leah? In overtime, the Lynx are 6 of 7 from the floor. So Minnesota for the game shooting 40% and had some offensive struggles earlier, but in overtime, 6 of 7.
The longer they play, the more comfortable they're getting.
It's a 5-point Minnesota lead, 24.7 seconds left to go. Bonner gets it back from Jones. Bonner gives it up to Thomas. Another rebound for fouls. And Connecticut does foul. So Sill will be headed to the free throw line to try to all but seal this one up for Minnesota. The Lynx started out this quarter, the fourth quarter that is, on scoring on only 2 of 15 possessions. So the fourth quarter starts, Minnesota makes 2 shots out of 15. Since then, 9 of 10, and that includes the overtime. So fourth quarter and overtime, 9 of 10.
Yeah, getting their confidence. You know, we have not been shooting the ball well all season long, and in this one you could just slowly feel it ramping up, and it was when certain players hit big shots, you could feel that energy, that confidence going through the rest of the team.
Fouls. Hits the free throw. Big time performance from Sylvia Fowles. A perfect 6 of 6 from the line. 1 rebound shy of a double-double. It's a 7-point lead with 11 seconds to go, and Minnesota can taste it. The first win of the season. It's just been a struggle for the Lynx, a really tough schedule. But here they are. They came together tonight, got a big boost from a player who just essentially walked through the door. Layshia Clarendon signed a contract today and made their presence known with 12 points and 5 rebounds. It's a big-time play.
Clarendon was outstanding, just simply so good. Getting inside, working around, a confidence that you would not expect they to have, just coming on the court so quickly, not knowing her teammates very well. Super impressive.
And Clarendon, we are expecting to hear from when a live post-game interview, assuming everything goes well and everyone cooperates. That's our plan right now. Jones tries the 3, hits the 3. And that makes it a 5-point game, but with 3.7 seconds left to go. Hopefully Minnesota can just inbound, maybe hit free throws if that's what's needed here. Certainly makes things more interesting and delays what we hope is the inevitable, but the officials need to make sure this is a 3.
Take a look.
Ooh, that might be a toe on the line. Let's see her go up with the shot. Sure looks like that is a toe on the line. That is a really close though. Usually you look for the color of the court. You look for that tan color between the shoe and the line, and I don't see any of that there, but that is really close. And it was ruled a 2 on the court, not a 3. Your announcer called it as a 3.
So will they be able to overturn it? Do they have enough evidence there to actually overturn it?
To me, if I'm making that call, that looks to me like, yes, the tip of the toe is on the line and it stays a 2. Officials have not consulted with me. They will make this decision themselves and with the help of the replay center. And you can see there you are still looking at that shot from Jones. Lynx have had a tough schedule to this point and a tough luck. Remember that first game of the season? That was here at Target Center, a game against Phoenix when Diana Taurasi hit a 3 just before the buzzer for the win, and there were some clock issues there too.
Yep, Taurasi style, hits a big shot.
Dramatic, yeah.
It was a tough way to start the season.
The Lynx lost at New York, lost at home to Seattle, and on the road at Seattle, and that's just not an easy way to start your season. Playing the defending champs twice in your first 4 games of the season, having a tight one against Phoenix, and having Diana Taurasi hit a shot like that, that is emotional. And so the Lynx were just looking for a lift and looking to get their footing, because this is not a bottom of the league team. We know that. The talent on this Lynx team is more than what has shown up in the record so far. It's just been a matter of, let's just get there. And when you lose a game, you start to get tight because you don't want to make the mistake and be the reason you lose another game, and it just all kind of compounds itself.
Agreed. A tough start for the Lynx as they are trying to work their way through.
And coming up, they'll go play 2 games against Atlanta. And the league has done this a lot this year to kind of cut back on travel, playing these little 2-game series. I do too. I wouldn't mind seeing that stay.
Agreed.
Then at Washington, home against the Sparks, who are really struggling this season, and then Chicago. So things will ease up a little bit when you see you do not have to play the defending champion twice, and you do not have to play the team with the best record in the WNBA, which is Connecticut. You think, okay, now here's where we start to gain our footing and close some ground in on the rest of the league.
It's amazing what winning does. You know, when you just get that first win and you can start believing in each other and knowing that you're okay, and that confidence comes back, and just everyone has a little pep in their step. It's just, it matters so much.
That was a really long conference, and the officials made it official. It was a 2 as it was ruled on the floor. So they did not see any court between Jonquel Jones' shoes and the three-point line. And Connecticut chooses not to foul after all of that. And there it is, the first win of the season for the Lynx, and a fantastic win at that. Layshia Clarendon comes in with a huge performance, 12 points, 5 rebounds. Just an incredible comeback from Minnesota tonight, Leah.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with this team. They worked through a game that was difficult and started off very poorly for the Lynx, and they worked through that. They brought some intensity in the second quarter. They started finding their offense and started finding still fouls, and that turned out to be the key.
Well, let's hear from Layshia Clarendon. Let's go get that interview set up. You will hear from the newest member of the Minnesota Lynx after a really incredible night at Target Center. That's next.